Yo, what up, world? Facebook, YouTube. Tom Hayes here. First time YouTube video, first time live stream. Kind of a perfectionist, so I wanted to wait till I had some decent audios, and I don't want to sit and upload crap. 2017, can't upload shit. Anyway, yeah. So new to this. A little bit about myself. I'm a former conspiracy theorist. Yes, I used to be a follower of Alex Jones. It's an interesting man. I have nothing ill to say about the man. I vehemently disagree with him on all of his theories. Um, it took many years for me to come to that conclusion, thanks to other open-minded libertarians and finding other venues and other influences like Tom Woods, Jason Stapleton, Mike Church from XM Radio, many others helped me open my mind into more reason and logic and just be locked into reason and logic. So when I hear these conspiracy theories now, it's like nails on a chalkboard sometimes. I mean, I get it. You want an explanation of what happened. And sometimes that explanation isn't what, sometimes people are just sick. Um anyway, on a lighter note, yeah, so this is my new setup, my new studio for now anyway. Fairly reasonable price. I'll eventually do some reviews on all the equipment. Uh mic, mic boom, all of this stuff came in except for the computer. The computer was expensive, but all the other gear is sub less than $100 for all my audio gear. My camera is a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, using EpoCam wired into my laptop, or using Wi-Fi. So I'm using my cell phone as a webcam. Uh, I have a DSLR, but I have not learned to use Premiere yet. So until I learn software, yeah, not going to be creating videos. Everything's going to be pretty much live. I'll be recording some stuff, but not all. Yeah, so channel, this show is basically going to be just my opinion, my views, how I see the world, which is very uniquely. Um, I'm known for either you love me or you hate me. Um, but yeah, I'm big on politics. I'm a libertarian, but I'm gonna try to keep it on lighter subjects also. I want to talk about various things. I want to talk about social issues. We're going to talk about politics, of course. We're going to review crap that I buy on Amazon, which I admit it, I'm addicted to Amazon. It's one of the greatest services created thus far. Um, yeah, whatever I want in 2 days, it can be at my door. I I have furnished almost my entire apartment with that. Um, because it's just me here, live alone, so there's no one here to help me schlep shit up the stairs. So Amazon's doing it. So to the FedEx guy, the UPS guy, and the mailman, you are all getting your own bottle of bourbon this year for Christmas. Thank you for helping me move in my apartment. It is greatly appreciated. Um anyway, so like I said, I'm into politics. I'm into gadgets, gadgetry. I'm currently working on setting up a home network and lab, lack of a better term. Uh, using a home theater PC. I am a cord cutter. I do not have cable television service. I absolutely refuse to pay for cable television service, but I will pay for online services that give me what I actually want. I refuse to pay $40 a month for something that I only watch like 7 channels. Nah. When I can get Hulu and $14, no commercials, and have all the shows that I watch. So I saw some stuff on Google today. I was looking for something for the show, some kind of content. And so I started looking through Google News, uh, probably better than Facebook. Um, yes. So, first, yeah. So, I also want to do live streams, because the beauty of a live stream is that you can actually ask me whatever you want. And I really, 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 really suck at and I really, really suck at typing long form. It's odd. I suck at I suck at writing. I'm trying to better myself and get better at it, but I just suck at writing. So for me, this doing a video is a better format to express myself and render my opinions. Um, swear to God, I have 3 screens and I can't see. And yeah, 3 screens. All right, come and join me. On a show. All right, yeah, come and join me, bro. Um, oh, let's see. All right, so needless to say, I do not have a producer. I am my own producer. So yeah, sometimes I will be interrupted by the occasional having to do producer stuff. So, like I said, I was looking at the news, and I saw a few articles that I guess it was interesting, so I'll just go randomly through it. I saw this article by NBC News, and it kind of irritated me because it's it's the reason why Donald Trump gets credibility, gets some kind of credibility when he's screaming fake news. And I know people don't want to hear that, but it's true. I am not. Uh, okay, so I am not a Donald Trump supporter in any way. I did not vote for Donald Trump. I did not support Donald Trump, nor did I support Hillary Clinton, the rest of them. But I understand people who did. I get it. Um, and like I was saying, when people get a cringe when they hear fake news, and I do too. It's a very stupid and childish term, except for when you have articles like this. White House preps wish list of hardline immigration proposals. Just that headline alone just screams, am I a packy? No. No, I'm not a packy. I don't see why that would be relevant. But anyway, um, White House preps wish list of hardline immigration proposals. My problem with this headline right there is it's hardline immigration proposals, not wish list of immigration proposals. No, they've got to be hardline. But dude, that's fine. We don't want your ass here anyway. Um, hardline immigration proposals. The okay. Um, the problem with this headline is it pretends that to want to actually enforce the actual law in the books is a hardline position. It would be a hardline position if you were to say, "Oh, I'm going to round up all the illegals and I want to imprison them in work camps." That would be hardline. But to say, "Hey, Congress a while ago passed these laws and maybe we should enforce them," to say that that's a hardline position is kind of disingenuous and silly. Um, but as you go in, as you read the article, it just continues, just constantly calling people hardliners. What are we talking about? The Soviet Union and the Red Terror, the hardliners, and then the moderates, and dude, come on, bullshit. All he's doing is saying, "Hey, we have laws, enforce them." You might disagree with the law. Hell, I disagree with the law. It's immigration is a much more complicated subject than the news likes to put into 30-second sound bites. They want to make it where, oh, you either are for immigration, all immigration, legal and illegal, or you're for nobody coming in here. You're xenophobic, and that there's no in between. The left acts as if you can't have you can't have an opinion on who can and can't come into your country. That's like saying I don't have an opinion on who can come in and out of my house. Of course I have an opinion on who can come in and out of my house. Just like of course the citizenry of a country has every right to say who can come in and out of their country. Um it's it's a more complicated debate than people are willing to have. And to sit there and say, "Oh, well, all illegals are criminals." Well, no. Oh, the majority of illegals are criminals. No. The majority of criminals that get caught happen a lot of these criminals that get caught happen to be illegal. That does not mean that all of the people who are coming here illegally are criminals. It doesn't even mean that a majority. It just means that there are criminal elements also coming over. Do I believe we should build a wall? No. Walls work two ways. They keep people out, but they also keep people in. I'm not a big fan of being confined to a space. Um, can we have some real actual fixes to this problem? Yeah, sure. But nobody's willing to do that because everybody wants to appeal to the lowest common denominator. Nobody wants to actually sit down and have an intelligent and rational conversation. It's either all the illegals are taking the jobs or you're a racist and you hate like brown people, even though white people come and overstay their visa also. They also want to deport. But I have a few solutions. I think we should adjust our immigration policy. We should make it easier for people to get in here. People with skill, people who actually can afford to can live here without living off of us. You know what I mean? Um, I have no problem with helping out people as in a charity. But when it comes to helping out people, just, oh, come on in. You can have this and that and this. No, that's silly. That's silly. You can't do that. No other country does that. And we certainly can't. Yes, we're the richest country in the world. Whoop de doo. We won't be if we keep this policy up. Now, what I would suggest is to readjust the system to where it's more streamlined. Run a background check, run them through Interpol. Do a health exam. If they pass the Interpol and an FBI background and CIA background check, and their health screening says that they're healthy, all right, come on in. Yes, to get citizenship, yes, I do believe you should learn English. You should learn the Constitution and civics and how our country actually works because too many people I've met a lot of people just traveling around the country, and one thing I've noticed that's kind of interesting and different is some foreigners come here like, yeah, I love America, it's awesome, it's freedom. And then there's some foreigners that are like, oh well, you should be more like my country. And it's like, well, you should probably go back to your country if it's so star spangled awesome. Yes, I am very pro American. I love my country to death. I will fight for my country. Uh, so when someone who wants to come and live and be a citizen in my country sits there and tells me, "Oh well, your country should do this, and your country should do this. We should be more like my other country." Then why'd you come? I mean, serious. Like, there's a reason I haven't moved to someone else's country. I don't want to live there. This is the freest country in the world, regardless of what the popular clip of Jeff Daniels says. No one else has freedom quite like the United States. Um, anyway, moving on. Let people come here as long as they're not coming here and we have to pay for them to live here. Yeah, bring them on in. Love them. Uh, so this was interesting. I found this really, really an example of what I was just saying. Why I love my country and why we are still the greatest country in the world, and why we're still the freest country in the world. God, facing jail over Dubai hip touch. Let's see here. Scott is facing a 3-year jail sentence in Dubai for reportedly putting his hand on a man in a bar. Locked up for 5 days. This guy was locked up for basically, he was in a bar. He had a drink, right? And the dude, some guy, he was either going around him or the dude was coming around him, and he just like accidentally touched him on his hips and to like not spill his drink, and he goes to jail for it. Goes to jail for it. Oh my god, yo, what is a bofa? Sure, it's not Bank of America. Haha. Grow up, get a life. Good day, sir. I hate stupid people. Anyway, yeah. So now, what's now? Trump. I understand you're the president of the United States. But what I don't think you understand is that we have what's called a constitution. We have what's called freedom of speech. And you can't just go around probing people because they say shit you don't like. That's not what the intelligence committee is for. Uh, dude, can you please stop being a dumbass? I mean, really, bro. Like you're killing me here. Like I already knew you're kind of a dumbass, but I think the Senate Intelligence Committee has a little bit better things to do than worry about whether a news article is real or not. Like I don't know if the little man in North Korea can actually get a missile over here. I think that's a little bit more important than a shitty headline from a news organization that nobody really gives a shit about. And if you think people actually give a shit about it, well, how'd you become president? You're the commander in chief. Stop being petty. Grow up. So as Americans think that America is so bad with this new event in Vegas, which really sucked. But what's the solution to this? Do we ban guns? No, that's not going to happen. Your idea is that somehow we're going to live in a utopia. If not for guns, then you know, America would be a better place if we could just limit the guns. Well, what about that? Are you going to ban fire? Right, that was the security guy. We're going to ban fire now? No. Real question. Are we going to ban fire? Because God forbid someone could douse people on fire in gasoline and set them on fire. I mean, let's just be real about it. If someone wants to kill you, there's not a whole hell of a lot you can do about it, except for defend yourself. And how are you going to defend your what? You're going to defend yourself with your cell phone? Good luck with that. Good luck with that. So my friends at Black Lives Matter are back in the news. These wizards of smart. Black Lives Matter shouts down ACLU. You protect Hitler too. At a free speech rally, of course. Because that's the thing now is free speech isn't really free speech. It's free speech if I agree with you. And it's generally coming from the left. I wish it was bipartisan, but it's not. I wish it was both sides doing it because then like intelligent people could unite. But it's almost like people, and I think it has a lot to do with the internet, and people isolate themselves into internet ghettos, and those internet ghettos are an ugly thing because they don't allow different opinions. They don't allow a person to have one point of view or a different point of view. We all have come together on this network and we all have to agree. I mean, just look at the conspiracy groups. Uh, Look at the political groups. Um, Facebook. It's terrible. I've had to take such a time off from Facebook because it's an internet ghetto, and unfortunately, being black, and yes, before anybody comes on and says Paki or Indie or hijab or whatever the hell you want to call it, I'm black. Um, I'm black and I'm a libertarian, a conservative libertarian. So, um, it amazes me how people isolate themselves into these groups. They shout how they are the open-minded one. They're the liberal one. Both sides do it. This is a nonpartisan thing. This is what both sides do. This is the essence of the internet ghettos. Is both sides think they're incredibly open-minded and open to differing points of view, but neither of them really are. The left doesn't want to hear what the right has to say, and the right doesn't want to hear what the left has to say, even though they might both have some valid points. It's sad. It's the greatest technology in the world is dividing that our country really created is completely dividing our country. I mean, we've never been a country that's been united on everything, but we've generally always been united on liberty. Um, Not so much anymore. And the different sides want different parts of your liberty. Um, in my opinion, in my view, and I think it can be demonstrated just by action and rhetoric that the left tends to be a little bit more egregious with the cuffing of your rights or the attempted cuffing of your rights as opposed to the right. But the right has their big problems too because yeah, the left wants to steal your money and give it to someone else, but people on the right want to steal your money and go and bomb people. I don't want either one of you stealing my money to do either one. Okay, I can find a lot more creative and productive things to do with my money and time than you can. And that's my point of view is I do believe taxation is theft. Um, Last time I checked, I put in those hours, you didn't. You're just a politician that votes on what portion of my money that you think you're entitled to. And I would like to know, how much of my income do you think you're entitled to? I think you're entitled to zero. Um, until you, I think you're entitled to zero. Quite frankly, I think you're entitled to zero. I am interested in a lot of different ideas that I've seen and I've read and heard about from different places. Reason magazine being one of the biggest. I've also heard Tom Woods talk about it. Privatizing and fee-based systems, fee-based police. What's wrong with that? Instead of paying my taxes. Now, granted, in the smaller places, this to me is why the smaller places are better. In major cities, like, look at the pensions, dude. You're paying so much, and I mean, God bless the police. They most of them try to do their job. Yeah, of course there are bad cops. Just like every job, there's always bad. Every job, no matter what industry it is, no matter what job it is, there's always bad people. So moving past that, the police really try to do a good job, but quite frankly, I don't want to pay that much for it. And I don't think anybody else really does either, because it's really not that expensive. It really doesn't cost that much, especially when you stop giving pensions in hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in pensions. That seems a little bit absurd to me. It's like we're paying you hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to not work. Why? Why? Um, yeah, we could go to a fee-based system where people just pay a monthly fee, a yearly fee, whatever, however you want to structure it, uh, for private police. People can pick and choose their law enforcement and their level of security and protection. Same thing with schools. Privatize that, definitely. Open up the free market. Get rid of these busted unions like they got in Chicago. Every year, it seemed like when I lived there, the teachers union has a strike. Now, what they're striking about, I have no clue. They're oh no, yeah, money. They want money. I understand that everybody wants a raise, but dude, every year you keep saying it's for the kids. Well, if it's for the kids, then why are you asking for a higher paycheck when your paycheck is already higher than private sector? And you do a shit job. You do a shitty job. The inner city of Chicago schools suck. And everybody wants to get mad because Rahm Emanuel did the right thing by doing the wrong thing, but still did the right thing technically. I know. He paid off the pensions, which he was required to do by law, and it was promises made. I'm sorry, those promises need to be adjusted a bit. That's another issue. But they're mad because he closed schools that were like underperforming and had low enrollment. Why do these buildings even exist? Why did they ever exist? If they had under enrollment and they were underperforming in the private sector, they wouldn't exist. Do you see any private schools? Yeah, there's some shit private schools, just like anything else. But statistically speaking, numbers don't lie. The test scores are better. The college entry is better. The their the opportunities that are afforded, the education that is given is better. It's quantitatively better. So if we have something we can quantify that's better, why aren't we doing it? Why do we keep beating the same dead horse? And the constant, oh, well, it just needs funding. It just needs funding. No, public education just needs to be done away with and allow people to make choices. People need to be able to make their own choices for themselves. And the way the system is currently set up, these parents in these inner cities don't really have a choice. Now, granted, they have a lot to blame too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not damn sure not saying they're innocent. Ah, well, this is my first cast. I know I went on a random rant. I'll be back in the future. Try to work on getting something a little bit more being random. But that's all for today. Later.